Yo, what's going on, guys? It's your boy, Atypical Security Guard. We are here today to do another security guard review. We're going to actually call this segment the interaction review because we're going to be breaking down the interaction between the security guards and the subject, or the security guards and the issue. And we're going to be kind of giving our opinion. I'll give my opinion, and I'm hopeful that you guys will give your opinion on my opinion on the situation, and then thus we can all be a better understanding of the situation, how to handle it. So I just want to give a quick disclaimer. Number one, guys, when I give these reviews of any situation, this is just my opinion, okay? I'm a trainer, I'm a security guard, I'm a guy. I'm just giving you guys my opinion of what I see, what I would do differently. But like anything else, it's important to remember that we're Monday morning quarterbacking this. I wasn't there. I wasn't a part of the situation. I don't know the history of this location. I don't know the history of the subjects. And I know that if someone were to take a video of me in any of my worst moments, I would hate for someone to break that down and point out all the nuanced ways that I made mistakes. So I want to be very clear going in that this is not to be disparaging to these officers. I just think that it's important for us to utilize these opportunities, because for security, we don't really have a lot of opportunities to get this type of training, to really dive into these situations. And police officers and police departments, they do this all the time. They break down that game film, they break down that video, and they're able to help each other be better officers moving forward. So today, our situation is happening at a Walmart. I believe the company involved is IPS Security. They are one of the larger security companies that are here on the West Coast, the Pacific Northwest, do great work. We have some of their patrols here in Portland, and they seem to be a very squared away company, seem to be doing really, really good work. So again, this is not to denigrate or be disparaging in any way. So I'm going to play the video first. I'll play it in its entirety, and then we'll break it down. So without further ado, guys, here we go.
What? Do it! Come on!
Man, what is you on, man? What is you
Get out of
in?
here!
After you, bro.
You need to back out
Man,
right
shut
now.
the fuck up. Bro. I don't know what all this weird ass shit is.
They don't have to be yelling rude.
They don't have to be rude. I don't know what this shit about. Did you steal something? Did you take something?
I didn't say nothing.
Is he being put out the store? Man, no.
You need to stop right now.
No, I can't do nothing. No, I can't do nothing. Did he steal something? Did he steal something? What you mean? I pay taxes. What you mean? It ain't my business. Fuck is you talking about? You a fucking security guard, lady. Knock it off. Did he steal something? Did he steal something? You definitely don't want to fuck with me. So did he steal something?
Yes, he did.
What? What'd he steal?
Actually, I did not steal this because they
Did you
don't
steal
even
it?
have
Yes,
this.
he did. We got it on my camera.
Did you take it? Is this
This
theirs?
is like from here. This is from fucking Ross.
Oh man, come
I
on,
got
man.
this from Ross.
Don't worry about it, man. They fake tough with all this dumbass shit. A man died in this same Walmart. A man died in this same fucking Walmart. A man died in the same Walmart from the same dumb shit.
I don't feel comfortable.
Hey, where the manager at? Not finna let you harass this black man and pull no motherfucking weapons out. All this dumbass shit.
Because she might shoot me.
Why? Who putting him out? Who told him to
She
leave?
might shoot me with it. If she keep holding it like that.
Who told him to leave? Did the manager? Did you work security? Where's the Walmart staff? Did you tell him to leave? Who's telling him to leave?
Can you put it away?
Where's she at?
Because you don't need it out.
Yeah, the manager need to come handle this shit though.
You don't need that. I'm not
What
finna
are you
hit
talking about, man?
I'm not finna hit you. I'm not finna hit you now.
All you finna do is get your company sued and get your lousy ass job too.
Stop fucking following me around.
Yeah, stop following him, man. Nobody put him out. Leave him the fuck alone. They gonna respect your. Hell yeah, they gonna. Where the Walmart manager at?
Because I'm not even trying
She got a whole nother tone with this dude when I was just hitting that corner. He whipped this shit out and she pulled his fucking taser out. They pointing this shit at him when I hit the corner, but now they put the shit down,
I
man.
don't know what the fuck you're not understanding about that, but you need to quit. You trying to give me tased for no reason. For no reason. Because I'm not even trying to hurt them. Hello? Yes, you do. Because he just trying to fucking shoot me with a taser. Well, put the taser away then. Put the taser away. Because I don't feel comfortable turning around. Put the taser away.
Yeah. Put that shit up, man. Put that fucking taser up, man. He ain't attacking you. Put that shit up, man. He ain't attacking you. He telling you he don't want to turn around.
We don't need PD.
Okay,
You
this is
her
what we
with
mean.
me to put that taser away. Because I don't need to get shot in my back.
What's your pride in the way?
Well, you never told me
You act like this man a monster. Did he swing at you? Did he swing at you? Won't you walk away? Why don't you walk away? Man, no, she making it, man. Won't you walk away? You the problem. You acting like something wrong with him, but your tone was totally different before everybody walked over here. You whipped that shit out on him and you start pointing that shit. Man, fuck them. Nah, fuck that. They definitely don't want me involved. And you fucking up. I'm telling you, you should put that shit up. You should put it up because you don't know what you're doing right now. That's what I'm saying. Nobody actually lead a store. She don't work for Walmart. That's the problem. She's not an employee of Walmart.
Hell, I'm a customer and I don't feel safe with her having it out.
Why everybody trying to ration with you about putting that shit up? Put that shit up, man. You ain't nobody. Put that shit up. Got your pride up. Put that shit up, man. You ain't doing nothing with that shit. Weak ass shit, man. Put that shit up. Man, it's a black man. I'm gonna sit here and watch him. You put that shit up. Fuck out of here. Come on, bro. Get up out of here, bro. Go on about.
All right, so that's the video. Let me remove this for a second. There's a lot going on there. There's a lot to unpack. And again, before I get into this, let me just say this disclaimer. You know, this video starts with the bystander. Let's just say this. The video starts with the bystander coming around the corner. But you can see right as the video starts, the male security guard, he's extremely aggressive. I'm going to bring this back in.
What? Do it! Come on!
I mean, you can see like a very aggressive tone. You can see a very aggressive posture. You know, his face is all snarled. You know, this guy is definitely involved in escalation over de-escalation. Now, again, we don't know what happened before this guy came around the corner, but for all intents and purposes, there's nothing in the remaining aspect of this video where the person that has the blanket draped over his body, where he's really doing anything that's so threatening that would lead to the level of aggression that this security officer is displaying right as the guy comes around the corner. So, you know, for me, you know, there's two officers there. Clearly, you both have body armor on. Clearly, you're both armed at the least with less than lethal. I don't know if they have their firearms or not. We'll look here further into the video, but you know, I just don't see any level of de-escalation here. You know, in these situations, and this is something that I deal with on a daily basis, especially if you have two officers, you know, you have the ability to try and de-escalate the situation, and they just seem really amped up. Now, short of any context of what they got called over there for or why they approached this guy, this could be somebody that maybe pulled a firearm on them beforehand. We don't know, but you know, it just seems like this guy is really escalating the situation. And if you think about it, in all reality, when the bystander comes around the corner, both of these officers have less than lethal items out. One has his baton already out, already extended, and the other officer, the female officer, she has her taser in her hand. So in that,
Man, what is you on, man? What is you
Get
in? You, bro.
you're just jumping into the deep water. You're jumping into the deep water before you have to. It's really hard to walk things back, guys. Once you have deployed, you know, some sort of weaponry, whether it's a taser or a baton, even pepper spray, you know, it's hard to walk that back. So you don't want to do that unless you absolutely have to. And I don't really see any reason from what we've seen in this video that should have led to them bringing out these items. Let's go ahead and continue.
I don't know what all this weird ass shit is.
They don't have to be yelling rude.
They don't have to be rude. I don't know what this shit about. Did you steal something?
I never steal nothing.
Did you take something?
I didn't take nothing.
Is he being put out the store? Man, no.
So in this situation where the security officer is turning around, you know, now a bystander has got involved. Now, I will say that here in Portland, this is something that we saw a lot in 2020. Remember, like during the George Floyd protests, during the riots, during the Black Lives Matter movement, you know, there was such an issue with policing. There was such an issue with anyone that looked like law enforcement. And we would have people that would get involved, that would video, that would scream and argue with us from the sidelines. You know, we've been very lucky that we haven't dealt with this, you know, quite as often in the last year and a half or so. But in this situation, like, you have to be ready to mitigate, you know, a bystander coming up. So once this guy gets involved, you know, this officer is trying to tell this person to leave, and you're going to see further in the video, you know, where they're trying to give this guy directives. We're security. We don't have the ability to demand that someone leave, to demand that someone, you know, not make statements, to demand that someone not be involved. So you really have to start mitigating like your situational awareness, where you are in space, where this person is. You don't know if this person knows the subject that you're dealing with, and increasingly the bystander is going to become more and more involved. I don't feel like he becomes more belligerent. I mean, he starts to raise his voice a little bit. He's very emphatic that he doesn't feel that they should be bothering this guy. And you're going to have to learn how to work with that, because we're not cops and we can't make someone, you know, leave or not say anything. So I think this is a real mistake on this officer's part to turn her attention from this guy that she's dealing with to this bystander and kind of engage with him.
Stop right
No, I can't do nothing. No, I can't do nothing. Did he steal something? Did he steal something? What you mean? I pay taxes. What you mean? It ain't my business. Fuck is you talking about? You a fucking security guard, lady. Knock it off. Did he steal something? Did he steal something? You definitely don't want to fuck with me. So did he steal something?
So, you know, clearly, like the tone, now that there's a bystander involved and that they're being recorded, now everything is starting to kind of shift. You know, it's kind of calmed down a little bit. They were really, really aggressive when this guy came around the corner, you know, but now not so much. But again, one of the things that I would like to see a little bit differently in this situation is a little bit more management of the crowd, which is going to be the subject and the situation that's going to start to develop around them. You're going to start to see more and more people show up and start to watch and kind of get involved from the sidelines. And this could turn bad. Let's go ahead and move forward here.
Yes, he did.
What he steal?
Actually, I did not steal this because
Now, you'll see here, let's back this up. This is really important. I kind of missed that. So you'll see here where he asked the male officer, did he steal something, right? And so that officer is going to point to the chair that he's holding, and he's going to say he stole that right there. Guys, this goes back to what we've been talking about time and time and time and time and fucking time again, right? We went over this in the last video in terms of the authority to stop, the authority to detain, right? The difference between law enforcement, security, and loss prevention. And this right here is the one single situation that leads to almost all of the problems that I see within the company that I work for, and almost all of the other security companies that are out there, not staying within the scope of your authority as a security guard. Right now, what we are seeing, I did not notice this until right then. Right now, what we're seeing is two security guards who are operating in a loss prevention capacity. They are saying, and they are pointing out, and it's on video, that this person is accusing this black guy with the blanket wrapped around him of stealing something. And I went over the required elements that you have to have in order to make a stop or a detention for someone shoplifting. And I also went over the importance of understanding your post orders. Now, I don't know this company's post orders. I don't know the contract that they have with Walmart. It might be well within their post orders. It might be well within the scope of their employment within this situation to operate in a loss prevention capacity. I don't believe that's the case. I don't, but it could be. But this is a great lesson, because right here what you're seeing is how everything escalates from security making that stop and that accusation of shoplifting. Let's move forward. You'll see it right here.
You a fucking security guard, lady. Knock it off. Did he steal something?
He says, did he steal something?
Did he steal something? You definitely don't want to fuck with me. So did he steal something?
Yes, he did.
What he steal?
Yes, he did.
actually
Right there. Now, he's pointing out the chair. And so we can assume from this that this was the reason for the initial stop. Now, I want you to watch what the guy says here.
Did you steal it?
Yes, he did. We got it on my camera.
Did you take it? Is this
This
theirs?
is not from here. This is from fucking Ross.
Oh man, come on.
Now, is it from Ross? I don't know. But he has a plausible deniability of having stole this. And again, without us knowing if and under the contract that they're working, that they have the authority to do this, let's just assume, because most people don't in working security, most people don't have that loss prevention authority. Let's just assume that they don't. This is what is causing this situation. This is what is causing the interaction between these 3, now 4 people, and it's quickly escalating to something more than just a detention for shoplifting. Moving forward.
Don't worry about it, man. They fake tough with all this dumbass shit. A man died in this same Walmart. A man died in this same fucking Walmart.
So here you're starting to get more and more bystanders on the peripheral, people that are starting to chime in. Now, we see everything leading up to where the subject ends up leaving the area, right? But there are countless videos all over the internet of brawls, all-out brawls breaking out in Walmarts and in shopping centers and retail establishments just like this, based on situations where something like this has happened. You have 2 officers, right? In best case scenario, you get into a situation where you're being filmed like this. Worst case scenario, a brawl breaks out, and then you have to do something to protect yourself, protect your partner, and you can't take that back. You can't walk that back. I would like to see better mitigation of the crowd. I would like to see these officers separating, maybe trying to de-escalate with people in the crowd. But the bigger question is, where the fuck is Walmart management at? Why have they not contacted a front-end manager, a low-level manager? Get someone there that is associated with Walmart, so that this doesn't look like 2 officers that are just, going rogue over here. Where's Walmart?
A man died in the same Walmart from the same dumb shit. Hey, where the manager at? Not finna let you.
So the involved subject, the bystander over here, he's asking where the manager's at. Guys, listen, there was a statement that was made here where the guy that's filming, he says that a black man died in the same Walmart under the same situation or whatever, right? This is where optics comes into working as a security guard. Again, the things that I talk about here on this channel, the things that I promote, the things that I push, they're not tactical. It's not tactical like, the type of firearm that you carry, or the best plate carrier, or, shooting techniques. All of that stuff, if we were to come on this channel and we were to promote that, and in a very simple sense, we do with some of the videos that we put up. That content is so sexy to most of the security guards that are out there. But when we talk about things like soft skills, what are soft skills? De-escalation techniques, positioning, right? Understanding optics, understanding nuance. Guys, if you are working in a law enforcement capacity, you have to be aware of all of the things that play into your interaction with the general public. Part of that is the dynamics of race and law enforcement. Now, we're in this time where everyone wants to avoid race, right? People will say, oh, don't bring up race, don't talk about race. Guys, you better understand it. You better understand the dynamics, whether we're talking about the systemic dynamics of that, the historical dynamics of that, or the current contextual status of that, because it plays into your interaction. So if you have 2 officers who are interacting with a black man in what looks to be a black neighborhood, because there's a lot of black people in this Walmart, and you are not aware of the optics of your interaction, these are the types of situations that develop from that. This guy is talking about someone potentially having been shot in this Walmart before. Maybe that's why these security guards are here, right? Maybe that involved law enforcement. Maybe that involved a prior security company. But you have to take all of that into account when you're dealing with the public. So if you're in a situation where seemingly, and I'm saying this with all due respect, if you're in a situation where seemingly you are escalating something to a level that it doesn't need to be at, right? And you're not making any effort to de-escalate that situation, you are being ignorant of the optics and how that looks. And you're also being ignorant of the fact that someone is recording you during all of this. Guys, that is a recipe for disaster. What are they thinking is going to happen when this hits the internet? This is crazy.
Harass this black man and pull no motherfucking weapons out. All this dumbass shit.
Because she might shoot me.
Why? Who putting him out? Who told him to
She
leave?
might shoot me with it. If she keeps holding it like that.
Who told him to leave? Did the manager? Did you work security? Where's the Walmart staff? Did you tell him to leave? Who's telling him to leave?
Again, this guy is bringing up some great points. Who's telling this guy to leave? Now, if you have the authority under your contract, under your post orders to remove people, okay, this is where you have to start kind of, you know, dealing with the situation that you've now found yourself in, right? So you're in the deep water. You got to get a hold of something so that you don't drown, right? So in this situation, in this circumstance, if you have the authority to trespass people, now would be a great time to say that and get that on film. Okay, I'm trespassing this person because X, Y, and Z. Assuming that you're doing that within your post orders and you have that authority. Now, if you don't have that authority, what do you do? What do you do? What if you don't have the authority to be asking this person to leave? What if you don't have the authority to trespass this person? And he's asking a very, very good question. Where's Walmart at? Where's the Walmart staff at? Where's the Walmart manager at, right? So in this situation, under the current circumstances that we're seeing, because you see both of these officers have, to a degree, they've calmed down, right? They don't have the taser at the ready. The guy doesn't have the baton in a position where he can bring it up to strike. They're having a little bit more of a cordial conversation with this guy. My question to you guys, is it ever okay for you to admit that you were wrong? In this situation, let's just say that you don't have the authority to remove this person. You haven't gotten management, right? This is clearly being recorded. Things have already gotten overheated. They've already got to a point where they've gotten escalated. Do you admit that you were wrong, right? Do you say, hey, look, man, things got a little out of control here. I've had issues with this guy before. This is what has happened in the past, blah, blah, blah. Or do you do like these officers and kind of just hold your tongue and not say anything? My opinion, I would start trying to find ways to kind of manage the situation. But man, they really have themselves in a pickle here. Let's continue.
Put it away.
Where's she at?
Because you don't need it out.
Yeah, the manager need to come handle this shit though.
You don't need that. I'm not
What
finna
are you
hit
talking about, man?
I'm not finna hit you. I'm not finna hit you.
All you finna do is get your company sued and get your lousy ass job too.
Stop fucking following me around.
Yeah, stop following him, man. Nobody put him out. Leave him the fuck alone. They gonna respect your. Hell yeah, they gonna. Where the Walmart manager at?
Because I'm not even trying
She got a whole nother tone with this dude when I was just hitting that corner. He whipped this shit out and she pulled his fuck.
Guys, at some point in time, like not even at some point in time, you know, I have a video that talks about tactical communication, right? It's the approach, it's the engagement, it's giving the options, right? But then the last thing is to disengage. You have to know when to disengage. And still in this situation, there's no Walmart staff, right? But to continue standing here having this argument with this person, with your taser in your hand, your baton in your hand, you know, we're not getting anywhere. And we could literally go through this video. This is already, we're at the 20 minute mark on this this breakdown. Let's go into some final thoughts. Listen, guys, the most important thing here, let me take this video off. Let me remove this. The most important thing here, guys, stay within the scope and the authority of your work. Guys, we're security. Just do your job as a security guard. Our job as security guard, observe and report, respond to situations. Observe and report, respond to situations. Observe and report, respond to situations. Guys, listen, this guy in this situation, let's just assume he's a dirtbag, right? Everything has gotten so escalated. Everything has gotten so out of control. You bring a manager over, you let the manager deal with it. You take a step back, you put your weapons away. Okay, now it's on Walmart, right? Now, if the guy turns up from there, guess what? You re-engage, okay? If you stay within the scope of what you're doing, you do not go any further or do any less than what you're being asked to do, you will find that you're not getting into these situations quite as much. Number two, remember your responsibility is to de-escalate until you can't. What does that mean? You continue to de-escalate. You continue to de-escalate by your position. Step back. The guy encroaches a little bit. Step back again, right? Making sure that you're doing lots of non-verbal hand gestures. I don't want to fight with you. We just want you to leave. Sir, stop, stop, stop. I don't want to fight with you. We just want you to leave, okay? We're not blocking. We're going to go ahead and back up. We just want you to go that way. We don't want to fight with you. Continue to de-escalate. The more that you de-escalate, specifically in situations, in this situation where a bystander is filming you, you are in even better position to create the narrative of why you're doing what you're doing. Hey, this is the situation. This is what this guy is doing, sir. We need you to leave. You're being belligerent. You've already threatened 3 people. You came in here last week with a gun. We're scared for our safety. The staff has already asked you to leave. You've been trespassed. We just want you to go, bro. We just want you to go. And you step back. You create space. We just want you to go. Sir, listen, we told you 2 weeks ago you couldn't come in. The management trespassed you. They gave us the authority, if we saw you, to ask you to leave. That's all we want to do, is just ask you to leave. Ask you to leave. We don't want to fight. We don't want to fight. Now, if that guy decides to get aggressive, if he decides to get belligerent, if he decides to take a step towards you, if he decides to do something to staff or people watching, you have created such a narrative that this guy is the problem, that this guy is the issue. He's been an issue. He continues to be an issue. He has no authority to be there. He's already been trespassed. You've already been told by your employer to ask this person to leave. And now when you have to go hands-on with them and it's on video, right? You are setting such a better narrative than just escalating the situation and getting aggressive and diving in way too deep and pulling out those weapons before you have to. Guys, listen, you also have to know when to disengage. You're not going to win every battle, but you don't have to. We're not the police. Guys, if the police show up and they're telling somebody to do something and that person refuses to do it, those cops, they're not going anywhere. And they're going to continue to call more and more backup until the situation is over with. We do not have that authority. And better yet, we don't have that responsibility. We approach a situation, we have an aggressive individual or we have a trespass individual. Let's just assume that we have the authority to ask this person to leave. If they don't want to leave, instead of escalating the situation, we call the police. We call the police. We get everybody in the area. If they're being dangerous or they're being belligerent or they're getting aggressive, we have everybody in the immediate area move away. Move away. Give this guy lots of space. Hey, sir, listen, I'm a security guard. I don't want to fight with you. I don't have the ability to put you in jail. All I want you to do is leave. But I've continually asked you to leave and you don't want to go. We're calling the cops, bro. We're calling the cops. You want to tear the store up, you go ahead and tear the store up. We're calling the cops. Again, if this guy re-engages you or re-engages your clients, you deal with them accordingly. But you do not have to, as a security guard, stand there and have an argument with these subjects. You don't. And I advise that you don't do it. You're not serving any purpose by doing it. You're not winning any style points by doing it. And when it's recorded like this, okay, short of any context, it looks extremely bad for you and it looks extremely bad for our industry. This whole situation could have gone way, way worse than it did. And I want your opinion. What do you guys think? What are your thoughts on this situation? What are your thoughts on my commentary? And how can we all be better? Okay, that's your question. That's your assignment. Hit me up in the comments. As always, be safe and be great. Take care.